Hi there, I'm Angela. Welcome to the channel or welcome back. And today I'm going to share with you what I'm working on this week in the garden. If that sounds interesting, stay tuned. Our weather is finally starting to warm up in our area, finally. And I think this weekend I'm finally going to get some of my tomato seedlings planted out. But for today, what I'm going to work on, two primary things I need to get done. I'll show you what those are. Anything else might just be like a bonus on top of that. The first thing I'm going to do is to kind of clean all the junk up, those little supports there and miscellaneous things, and lay some pine bark mulch out amongst these hydrangeas that I planted last week. That's job number one. And job number two is it's over here on the other side of the garden. I say that like it's a huge garden, but it's not really that big. I did buy 2 more bags of 2 cubic foot of soil. So I'm going to get all these grow bags, or as many as I can, filled. So I'm going to work on those, and then I'll check back in and see where we are and see how much time I have left today amongst everything else that I have to do and what else I can get done out here. So I'll be back. I went to unfold this bag to start filling it, and I got a little bit of a surprise. So yeah, not gonna lie, I did a little bit of a scream and a jump backwards. So we're just gonna leave that one alone, even though, I mean, it's harmless, but I'm just gonna let it be and it'll go on its way and I'll just focus somewhere else. Of course, I turned my back on it to do some other things, and now, where did it go? Oh, is it under my soil? Of course, I don't have anything against snakes. I kind of appreciate them because they do good things for the garden as far as keeping the varmints down. But when you get that like unexpected, you weren't expecting to run into a snake, and there you have it. So it's kind of like a little bit of a fright. So I'm hoping that it went, you know, a little good ways away from here, from where I'm doing my work. So I got my 2 major tasks finished. It didn't take long at all. I'll show you how it looked. And my 2 big bags of soil filled 10 of these small grow bags, and halfway in my big 20-gallon bag here. I think that these smaller ones are probably 3-gallon. They're too small to be 5-gallon, so they're probably 3. And they're decent size. You can, I can grow peppers or smaller things in there. I wouldn't probably put a tomato plant in there, but I do have a lot of peppers that'll need a home here very soon. And I still have quite a little bit of time left to work out here today, so I'll show you what I'm going to do now. I brought out one of my trays of seedlings with tomatoes and peppers. These are like 3/4 of this tray is tomatoes and peppers, and my tomatoes aren't faring very well, and that is shame on me because I never did up pot these. It was just like everything, like the season just got away from me, and I did up pot some of my tomatoes, but not these, and I think that they are suffering because of that. But I'll start getting maybe the ones that are either the biggest or the ones that are showing some damage into the ground today, and I'll probably put them in that long bed there after I do some weeding. So I did manage to get a bunch of my tomatoes in. I'll show you what I've done there. And for now, I'm kind of at a stopping point until I get more soil. So this is a 3-foot by 12-foot bed here, and I managed to get 14 tomato plants in. It seems like it's a lot, and it might be overcrowding, but I do keep the leaves thinned out. So I did the same thing last year, and it was fine. I got a pretty good harvest. And then over here, I planted 5, so I've got that done, and then I've got a few more of those bags there. Just need more soil. And I wanted to give you an update on my potatoes. They're really going like gangbusters. Now I don't know if that means they're doing as well under the soil, but the leaves are shooting up there like crazy, so that's good. And that's probably it for today. I don't think I said the date when I started. It's Saturday, May 6th. I might be back out here tomorrow, but either way, I'll try to get this posted, in the next couple of days, just so I can kind of keep it on a weekly basis and watch the garden grow as the weeks progress. So I will talk to you soon. Hey there, it is Sunday, May 7th, and we got a lot of rain yesterday and last night. Everything's looking so lush and full around here. And so today what I'm going to work on, it's not plant related, but it is kind of out in the garden. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So last week, or maybe the week before, I bought some string lights to hang across the porch of the shed there. They're solar powered, and we are going to be getting those hung today. I love my little shed porch. Don't mind the dirty floor. This dark stain color that we used shows like all the dirt, but it's okay. But I got a nice little cozy seating area up here, which I use a lot, especially during the summer when it's nice and hot. But what we're gonna do is to hang the string lights right along the eave, the facet, soffit, I don't know what that's called, the facing there. So yeah, I might try to video that process. I might not be able to, but if not, either way, I'll show you the end result. So we weren't able to get the lights strung up just because the mounting part that was included, like attached to the string of lights, was meant for like posting it in the ground. It came like a little plastic stake that is meant to stick it into the ground. But since we want it mounted up here, we couldn't really figure it out. So Hubs is going to 3D print a little plate or bracket that then we can use two-sided tape to stick that little solar mounting part onto, and shouldn't be any issues after that. So that might not show up in the video until next week. In the meantime, let's look at the tomatoes that I planted yesterday, see how they're doing after all the massive rain that we had overnight. So they're doing good. I mean, you know, they didn't grow overnight or anything just because they're so small. And I'm wondering if I see a little flower. It's just a yellow leaf. I thought it was a flower from a distance because it was yellow, but it's just the yellow leaf. And they all have made it, with the exception of one that I planted right in the corner over there. And I didn't put a cage around it, at least not yet. I just kind of left it on its own, but it was small. It was only maybe 2 inches high. So I didn't kind of have hopes, and maybe it was too soon to stick it out here on its own, but it's just gone. It's not like bent over or broken with the rain. The whole thing is just gone. So somebody must have eaten that, or it just got washed away or something. And then these here in the grow bags are doing really well too. So for now, I'm kind of at a standstill with getting the rest of the tomatoes out till I get more soil for these bags here. And that cardboard box on the porch there has some more grow bags that are 5-gallon, which I'm gonna probably try to fit in somewhere along in this area, because I want tomatoes in those too, and I need more growing space. And other than that, the onions are looking good. They're looking noticeably bigger and fuller, greener since we had all that rain. So that is a great thing. The ground's so squishy. But yeah. So that might be about it for this week, a pretty short one. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to have a bunch more to share in next week's video, just because things are kind of really ramping up around here. And until then, bye! I had to pop back on with a real quick update. We did get those lights strung. I'll show you how they look. Of course, it's daylight, so you won't get to see them lit, but maybe another time. It took 2 strands, one in this first little section, and then another strand between the middle post and the last post there. Yeah, I'm not sure how bright they're going to be because they are just solar powered, but they should be bright enough to provide some nice little glow in the evening. We'll find out, and I'll definitely show you guys once I get a chance to do that. I'll talk to you next time.